That is so annoying. Very annoying. Let's wait till we get some people in here. Ay, guys, I'll tell you what. Very, very annoying. Very annoying. Oh, I don't think I did this either yet. Hold on. I did not. I did not kill the volume on my phone. Anyway, so take two. Here we are. Once again, I will say it again so you guys know if there is any problems, if we have an interruption, which we just did. At least we got 12 minutes in, so that's a good thing. Please be patient, and I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. I hate that. Right in the middle of talking, and then boom. So let's go right back. We're going to jump right back into what I was saying. When you were fired from a job, okay, or you quit a job, either or, and I've done both. So when you do that, all their power is gone, okay? And you can say whatever you want to say, whatever you want to say. And I have done that as well. And I'll never forget, I had one job, it was a long, long time ago. And I got called in and they fired me. And I turned to my nurse manager and I said to her, I said, she was young. I mean, she was like 22 years old. And I was like in my early 30s. And I turned to her and I said, you know what? I said, everybody on the unit hates your guts. I said, if you lifted a finger to help somebody, that might change. Why don't you become a team player and help everybody out? And the director of nursing was sitting across the desk. And I'll never forget this because it was so funny. She says to me, you can't talk to her that way. And I looked at her and I went, you just fired me, right? And she goes, yeah. I said, then I can talk to her any way I want to. And I turned around and I continued to tell her. Now, I didn't have to raise my voice. I stayed very, very calm because I didn't care. It's over. When it's done, it's over. It is what it is. But I'm going to have my 2 minutes of saying what I have to say, So that's what happened there. So, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So, good times. Oh, Mr. Rose is here? How you feeling, Mr. Rose? I hope you're doing better. So, but, yeah, I'm in the YouTube, BS, exactly. Yeah, they don't like me so much for whatever reason. I hope you're doing better, my friend. I hope you're resting and getting better, and that's the important thing. So, yeah, I'm a big bully. Well, it's fun. I got to tell you what, I've had, and I'm going to tell you what, I've never threatened anybody on a job. I never have ever said, I'm going to get you, I'm coming back, and I'm going to get you, and I'm going to do. Never done that. If I get fired, I say my piece and I walk out the door, Hey, Gigi, what's your opinion on Fauci, however, Fauci? He seems kind of weaselly to me, to be honest with you. I read, okay, so anybody that watches the channel has watched me for any length of time. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second, guys. Kevin Miller said Fauci is dirty. Lola Pop 333. My opinion, narcissists run rampant on social media. Their words are bigger, bold, and demand listeners that they even keel people aren't interested enough to get attention when they speak logic. Yeah, you know what? And I hear you with that. And thank you very much, both of you, for the donation as well. But getting back to Fauci, I read people pretty well, and he seems dirty, slimy type of person, very underhanded. That's the vibe I get off of him. I think he has short man syndrome as well. Wanting to be big and important because he's short and he's trying to make up for that, which, I mean, it's just Southern Boy Prepper. Hello, Ed. Let's see. We listen to police calls with suicide attempts, break-ins, and gun calls every night. More than normal. Stay alert. Yes. Thank you very much for that information. And you're right. That you know what? That really does not surprise me at all. Getting back to what we were talking about before, of course, I got off track, which I always do. How are people, people are getting more antsy. And that's a great comment to go along with that. And thank you so much for that donation as well. People are really being pent up, not being able to go out and do what they normally do. I want you to think of, so let's go with, and we're just going to use one example of something. Let's go with the alcoholic, okay, that goes to the same bar every day. I mean, if you guys have ever frequented a bar at any time in your life, there was a place that I would stop in occasionally, and everybody knew everybody. So I'd walk in there, they'd be like, "Hey, Ed, how are you?" You know, and I'd be out on the bike riding. But every time I went to that bar, certain people were always there drinking. And I used to think to myself, how do they afford that? How can they afford that? No, Mal. No, go. How can they afford that? So, you know, but again, so you have these people that's their life. They go to that bar. That's what they do. Now, all of a sudden, they can't go to that bar. That's their social activity. That's what they do to hang out and vent and talk about how life sucks and people suck or whatever the case may be. Okay. But that's how they do that. All right. Now they can't. So that's just one example. So that's got to be very frustrating. Now they got to sit home and drink alone instead of drinking with their buddies and their friends that they would normally drink with. You're having other people, again, like I said earlier in the first stream that got cut off, when you have people on medicines for antidepressant, personality disorders, psychotic medication, all this stuff is going through their minds and they're seeing all this information coming in on the internet. It's very stressful. Now you take, and what is the definition of normal, right? You take a normal person that, they're every day, they go to work, they come home, maybe their loved one. There's a lot of couples that the husband will work nights and the wife works days, or vice versa, however they decide to do it, so that they can watch the kids. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's home together, right? A lot more stress. How are we going to pay the bills? Are we going to be able to get unemployment? What are we going to do? How are we going to make ends meet? And now, instead of seeing each other like on the weekends or a couple days a week, you're with that person 24 hours a day, every day. And you add the stressors of, now the kids are all home from school and they have their demands. They want to be entertained. They want to do things and you can't do anything. So there's a lot of it that's going to play into it. You're going to be seeing, and just as in the one comment said, you're going to see an increase in domestic violence. You're going to see an increase of suicides because people can't take it. And they figure their only option is to check out. Okay. Those things happen. It's unfortunate. Hey, Kevin Miller, the Senate exposed Fauci. Yeah, I like I said, have. Of course, she's not listening. Heather! Okay, she's coming. Hey, Mountain Girl, sent you a donation of 100 on your website. Awesome channel. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mountain Girl. Would you put Molly outside? Because she's like walking all over the place. Oh, of course she did. Thank you very much, Mountain Girl. I appreciate that. And here's somebody here as well. Real quickly, can say hi.
Hello.
She's watching a marathon with a friend of hers on something.
Yeah, it's called Higurashi. It's a horror anime.
Horror anime. How exciting.
See, he doesn't like my interests.
Well, okay, I love my daughter. Love her to death, as you all know. But my daughter's a nerd. Which is good. I'm glad she's a nerd. Because she's going to be smart. Well, she already is smart. But she's going to do really, really well in life because of being a nerd. So I love that she's a nerd. So don't think that I don't love that. Because I do.
He doesn't care to listen. Earlier, I tried to tell him that in the early days, paint was made using eggshells. And he was like, okay.
Well,
I was like, sorry for sharing something cool with you.
I thought it was cool.
No, he didn't.
Hey, Prepper RD Franklin, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We all have information. I tell her stuff and she'll go, I don't care about that. Don't you? There you go. There you go. So anyway. Hey, Mountain Girl, recognize the mug? I'm going to bring her over. Yeah.
She's wriggly, but we love her.
There's Miss Molly. She's like a little bitty thing.
Look at her in the little
I know.
camera.
She's the only cat that we have. Well, she's got like little short, stubby legs.
And then she's the only one that we had that has long fur.
And she has long fur, and she's like so tiny. The rest of our girls are a bunch of fatties. And some of our boys are getting fat too. So
Yeah, Buddy's getting chunky, and they're dating, her and Buddy.
yeah, they hang out. They do.
Okay,
So.
regular.
Oh, okay. So JJ, we got to do this. All right. So let's do this real quick. We'll get it out of the way, guys. Well, first of all, I see we're at 1.2 in the chat. If you would shoot a thumbs up to support the channel, I would appreciate that. It helps with the algorithms. So that's why I asked for thumbs up, and I appreciate the support for the channel. It helps with the whole YouTube thing anyway. So if you would do that, I would appreciate that. And again, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. So people are already putting up their guesses, and I haven't even done it yet. How many eggs do you think we got today? So let's do our egg count. Let's see how what people think. So how many eggs today do you think we got? All right, let's see. All right, so we got a whole bunch of different guesses, and I've seen the right answer a few times. If you guessed the same as Greg Downing, who was the first one that had the right answer, of 10, then that's how many we had. We had 10 eggs today. What are we doing here? Oh, they're holding them because it's so many. No, it's okay. Yeah, but we had 10 eggs today. So I know we had 12 yesterday, and then yesterday it was snowing, and today we had 10. So craziness, absolute craziness. But you just never know. They lay what they're going to lay, and like I said, I give a lot of my eggs away, so I don't worry about it. Today I had an egg salad sandwich, so we hard boiled some eggs up the other day, and that's what we do too. So we eat them all the time. So nothing like right there from your chickens that you have yourself. The eggs that way are the best. They're the absolute best. So never buy store-bought again if I don't have to. So, and I plan to always have chickens this time moving forward. So there we are. So, but the egg eater, she's still with us. I did not see any sign that she ate any eggs today. So I am keeping an eye on her. I'll be honest with you. If I catch her, I will be honest too. If I catch her in the act of eating an egg again, she's gone. So that, again, just being honest, because I can't have it. I can't. And I had a lot of people say a lot of different things. They are eating well. They get more than enough to eat. They're not lacking in anything. So it's, you just don't know. Oh, Heather said, yeah, Mr. Rose. Oh, daughter says hi. Your daughter or my daughter? I don't know which one you meant. But anyway, so let's get back to what we. I know I got to I'll put the game. Yeah, I haven't put the game back, James White. I haven't yet. The trail cam, I got to put it in there. And like I said, if I do that, that's going to be, if I do that, then I know that she's probably going to go. So I'm trying to delay that because I really don't want to have to kill that chicken, to be honest with you. When it comes to animals, I am a softie. I don't want, and I know it's not being intentionally cruel or anything like that. You do what you have to do. But so yeah, that's the tough part. That's the tough part. So, but it's unfortunate as part of what you have to deal with. So I will do what I have to. But anyway, so with the stress of everything that is going on with family, all home all the time now, and everything else, that definitely makes a difference with everything as well, as far as the stress level, people flipping out. Again, now you got people that need to get back to work to pay their bills. And like I said, I totally get it. I do. I absolutely totally get it. Again, I believe, and I've said this before, and I'm not going to deviate from what I said. I'm not going to change my story until I see concrete proof of something. I believe that this thing is going to get worse. I think that if they open up things too soon, you're going to see a spike in the numbers. They just actually today, what happened to my inverter, Joe M? Well, so I got the new inverter. I haven't put the new one in yet. The old one, my opinion, what happened was, I think it got shorted out. We had an extension cord outside that my brother-in-law had left outside, plugged in, and I think that's what ended up happening. And I'm not using that as an excuse because I don't know if that's what happened. All I know is that inverter got screwed is what happened. So I'm going to try to get that inverter fixed. I'm going to see what I have to do to get that done, and then have it as a backup if I can. I'll probably just keep it as a backup for parts, no matter what. Anyway, that I would definitely do. Okay, but anyway, so gambling JB style, COVID is a hoax. David agreed. Well, and that's fine. You can believe whatever you want. I respect your right. Again, let me say this again, so that anybody that's hadn't heard it, I respect your right to believe whatever you want to believe. That's fine. You can believe it's a hoax, but I'll tell you what, when somebody that you love or you care about, and see, here's the problem that I have, okay, for all the non-believers that think this whole thing is a hoax, that it's a psyop and whatever else they think, okay, whatever anybody that is in the negative, okay, and you go out there and you're not wearing a mask because they're not going to tell you what to do and blah, 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 right? And then you come home, you get it, and you give it to somebody that you care about that may not have the immune system that you have, and they get it and they die. Or heaven forbid, you're out there, because you have your rights and you're going to do what you're going to do and you're not going to listen to them telling you what to do. Heaven forbid that you go visit my mother and you give it to my mother and my mother dies. That's the issue what I have with the non-believing people. That's my issue with that. Now, if you don't think that it's real, that's fine. That is your choice. But I'm going to tell you what, the people that I care about, I'm going to watch over. I'm going to make sure that they're safe as much as I possibly can. I plan on keeping a pretty low profile, which I pretty much have, other than going to the hardware store or the grocery store, or to the gas station. Big, exciting times. I mean, so that's pretty much what we've done, So David is saying immunity of the flu is the same as this thing, and I love that, David. So your scientific background, I would like you to tell us all with your scientific background, because obviously you must have one. Okay, so you believe now, and so we're going to go with David here a second, okay, guys? And I'm not attacking David. We're just going to discuss this a second. Hey, Prepper R.D. Franklin, thank you very much for the donation. So according to David, who's probably anti-government anyway, right? He's going to absolutely believe what the government is telling him, because the government would absolutely not lie to us. No, they wouldn't do that. Prepper Chris 1, happy Mom's Day to all the moms. What about Kawasaki? What about Kawasaki? I don't know what you mean by that, Prepper Chris 1. But thank you for the donation anyway, by the way. I do appreciate that. So again, guys, do you get my point? So, well, it's not real. It's the same as the flu. The experts are saying that it's the same mortality rate as the flu. Well, it's obviously, it's all over the place. They locked down every country in the world because of this thing, because it's the same as the flu. We have a lot of stuff happening. We are not being given all the information. We will never be given all the information. A lot more people died in China than we are being told. So it's a double-edged sword. You can't have your cake and eat it too, okay? So if you have definitive proof, 100% proof, not some disgruntled person or so you get one or two people that spew out, I'm a doctor, so this is my opinion. Well, if they have every one of the facts, if they have all the information, they don't even have a cure for this thing yet. So nobody has all the information. I sure don't have all the information. I don't pretend to think that I have all the information. Hey, Donna Smith, Germany and South Korea relaxed restrictions last week, and now they are seeing new clusters. Hold on. And trying to figure out what to do. Restrictions again? Yeah, and there you go. And also, and thank you very much, Donna, for that donation. I do appreciate that. And there's another point I'm going to bring up in Wuhan, China, they had another case in Wuhan, China. They have new cases up in northern China as well. So it's coming back there as well. So again, this thing, and in my opinion, okay, my opinion, I have no basis of fact, it's a biological weapon that was released, and its purpose is to do one thing, and that is to kill and hurt people. That's what I believe. And no matter what you say with whoever you're going to pull up or whoever you're going to, and the thing is, you know what? I'll listen to them. I'll listen to what they have to say, okay? But again, these people are not getting all the information either, okay? Nobody's getting all the information, So, hey, Mr. Rose, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate everyone's prayers. My daughter and I are COVID positive. Oops, hold on. in a hotel quarantine, both doing better daily. I am really, really glad to hear that. Thank you very much, Mr. Rose, for the donation, and thank you for giving us that update. I didn't know your daughter had it too, so I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I just, it's a terrible thing, and I wish you the best. So for all those people, okay, all those naysayers that it's fake and it's not real, why is Mr. Rose in a hotel room quarantined with his daughter because of the fake virus? Okay, I'm so tired of hearing that, guys. You have no idea, no idea. And again, if you have all the information, if we're at ground zero in China. China probably has their higher ups probably have the true information. They're never going to share it with any of us. I'm telling you that right now. Prepper Chris 1. Let's see. Oh, the virus is killing kids in New York. Yes, I saw that. You're right. Yes, and they believe that that's part of the whole thing. And that's another strain coming up here, guys, that's affecting children. 3 of them in New York have already died. There was the 5-year-old, and I don't know the other ages of the other 2 children. But now children are being affected as well. Let me just go out here and say this. Do I believe some facilities have propped up the numbers so they can get more money for the state? Absolutely, 100%. Okay, I absolutely believe that. Terrence Parker Jr., at 9 out of 10 people will eventually know someone who has the virus. Let's see if people think round 2 is a hoax. I can't disagree with you on that at all. And thank you very much for the donation. You're right. And I'm going to tell you what, just like with the Spanish flu, people made, same thing. Oh, it's fake. It's not real. And then when round 2 came and a lot more people died, 68 million people died from the Spanish flu